Hey everyone, welcome back. With the rising cost of everything lately, I decided to try to feed my family with 5 meals for $25 from all Dollar Tree items and a few staples from my pantry. If you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications so you never miss out on a new video. Let's get started. For Monday's meal, I'm going to make a classic tuna noodle casserole. So for the noodles, I bought this big box of Elbow macaroni from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to use half of it for this recipe and save the other half for another recipe. I just cooked the noodles per the package instructions, and then I drained them and placed the cooked noodles into an 8x8 casserole dish. For the creaminess, I'm going to use a can of clam chowder soup because they didn't have cream of mushroom or cream of celery at Dollar Tree. At my Dollar Tree, they typically do, but they just didn't have it this time. So the creaminess is coming from the clam chowder. And then I'm going to add my tuna, and then I'm going to add my mixed vegetables, and I am going to mix that all up. And then from my pantry, I'm going to add a little bit of salt and pepper to season all of this. You can add as much or as little as you'd like, or any other spices or flavoring you would like in yours. And then I am going to mix that up really good, so it distributes all of the seasonings throughout. And then to top this, I got some Italian breadcrumbs from Dollar Tree. So I'm just going to sprinkle those on the top, and then I also melted a couple tablespoons of butter that I already had in my refrigerator, and I'm just going to put that on top of the breadcrumbs. That way they get a little more crispy, hopefully, in the oven. And then I am going to place this in the oven at 425 for about 20-25 minutes until it gets basically hot, and the breadcrumbs get crispy. And then I just spooned it out onto a plate and fed it to my family, and it actually tasted pretty good. My husband enjoyed it. He ate a big bowl of it, and it fed my family of 3, but it would feed more if you need it. Tuesday's meal was taco mac and cheese, so I just used the rest of the box of that Elbow macaroni and cooked it and put it into a bowl, and then I used a can of Rotel tomatoes, and then I also used a can of Goya black beans that I drained and rinsed. And then I have this taco sauce from Dollar Tree that I'm going to add into the mixture. And then for the cheese element, I used a pack of the Velveeta squeeze cheese. This is the jalapeno flavored, but you could use the regular if you wanted to. And then I just mixed it up really well. And since the macaroni was still warm from cooking it, the cheese melted right away after I mixed it. So I didn't have to warm this up in the oven or anything, but you could if you wanted to get it a little bit warmer. But this was a nice summer dish. And then I added some more taco sauce into each individual bowl and a few of these tortilla strips to give it a little bit of a crunch. And this was my favorite meal, to be honest. I really liked this, and it was pretty spicy with the jalapeno Velveeta, but I thought it was really good. For the middle of the week's meal, I decided to make jambalaya. They have these boxes of jambalaya mix at Dollar Tree, so I just cooked it per the box directions. While that was cooking, I heated up a pan with some oil on medium heat, and I added some of these mixed frozen vegetables from Dollar Tree. They're just peppers and onions. I added that to the pan with some of this cut up smoked sausage that came from Dollar Tree as well. And then I just heated that all through while the jambalaya rice mixture was cooking. Once that was done, I added the rice mixture to my smoked sausage and my vegetables, and then I added a can of red beans that I rinsed and drained. These were from Dollar Tree as well. And then I just mixed everything together, and this was a really simple, easy and quick, hearty, fulfilling meal. And it fed my family of 3, but it could definitely feed a family of 4 or 5 because we had some leftovers. Actually, all of these meals can definitely feed more because we had leftovers that we were able to use for lunch the next day. It's Thursday and it's ramen time. So I am going to make some soft boiled eggs for my ramen. So I heated a pot of water to boiling. Once it was boiling, I added my eggs in and let those cook for about 6 minutes. And then once they were done, I took them out and put them into an ice bath to help stop the cooking process. So hopefully that way they would be soft boiled eggs. I got them just a little bit overdone. They were still soft boiled, but I wanted them just a little more runny. So you want to make sure that you don't leave them in the boiling water too long so they don't hard boil. And then I just picked up this 5-pack of ramen and I just cooked it per the package instructions and added the seasoning. To top on my ramen, I got this luncheon loaf that I just fried up in a pan. And then once the ramen was done, I added it to my bowl. And then I put a piece of that luncheon loaf on top of there. And then I cracked my egg here and then I just cut it with a knife, and you can see here how it's not as runny as I would like. It is soft boiled, but I kind of wanted mine a little bit more runny, but it doesn't matter because this still tasted good and it elevated the ramen. My son really loved this. He loves ramen. It's finally Friday, so I am going to make chicken and dumplings, or you can call it chicken pot pie. They had this Bisquick mix from Dollar Tree, and it only takes water. You just add the water and you mix it up until a dough forms. So I did that first and set that aside. And then to make my chicken part, I am going to add about a tablespoon of butter and melt that, and then I added a tablespoon of flour to that once the butter was melted and whisked it all together. So I'm making a roux. That way I can help thicken up this chicken and dumplings soup a little bit more. I added 2 cans of this Healthy Choice chicken and dumplings soup for my base. In retrospect, I would definitely add a can of chicken to this also, just to make it a little more hearty, but the flavor was all here. And then once that kind of boiled a little bit and thickened up, I just took my biscuits and I just pulled them apart and plopped them right on top of my mixture. And then I did this all in a cast iron skillet. And you can do this in a regular glass pan if you needed to, but I just put it in the oven per the Bisquick mix instructions, which was 450 for about 8 to 11 minutes. And it was delicious. Well, that wraps up this week's meals, and it gives me a little bit of extra money in my pocket for fresh fruits and vegetables or anything else I might need. I hope this video helped you guys out and you liked it. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.